The Los Angeles skyline shimmered in the late afternoon sun, and at Forrester Creations, the familiar hum of sewing machines, designers fussing over fabric, and executives juggling personal lives with professional duties filled the air. But amid the whirlwind, a conversation was brewing, one that had the power to shake not only Hope Logan's world, but the entire canvas of relationships orbiting around her. Liam Spencer, restless as ever, had a new idea in his heart. And this time, it wasn't about which woman he wanted to be with. Instead, it was about expanding the family he already had. Liam's pitch. Hope sat at her desk, her sketchpad open but untouched. She had been doodling absently, her thoughts torn between her daughter Beth's school projects, the tension between Thomas and Ridge at work, and her own unresolved feelings about Liam. He had been attentive lately, more present than she remembered in months, maybe even years. But his energy was buzzing with something bigger, and she could sense it. Finally, Liam appeared at the doorway. His smile was earnest, and his voice carried a mix of nerves and excitement. "Hey, Hope. Do you have a minute?" I've been thinking about something important." She closed her sketchpad and motioned for him to come in. "Of course. You look like you're about to sell me on a new solar panel system or something." He laughed, but there was a gravity in his eyes. "Not solar panels. Something way more personal."
"I was thinking about us, about Beth."
"About what we have. And what if we gave her a little brother or sister?" The words hung in the air like a delicate glass ornament, shimmering, fragile, and capable of shattering everything with a single touch. Hope's hesitation. Hope blinked, unsure if she heard him right. "You mean another baby?" "Liam, that's..." She hesitated, her heart twisting. Memories flooded her mind. The heartbreak of losing Beth before they found out she was alive, the chaos Thomas had caused, Liam's own history of waffling between her and Steffi. "Yes," Liam pressed gently, stepping closer.
"Another baby."
"Look, I know it sounds sudden, but think about it. We've worked so hard to get to a stable place with Beth. She's thriving. We've grown stronger as parents. And I can't help but picture her having a sibling, someone she can laugh with, grow with. A bigger, happy family, Hope. Isn't that what we've always wanted?" Hope's heart softened at his words, but her practical side bristled. "A baby isn't just about happiness, Liam. It's about responsibility, time, energy. And we've barely had a moment of peace as it is. Between work, the drama with Thomas, and your history with Steffi. Are you sure this is about family and not about patching holes in us?" Echoes of the past. Her words hit him like a wave. Liam knew she was right to question his motives. After all, his pattern of jumping between Hope and Steffi had left scars. But this time, he wanted to prove he was different. "I get it," he admitted. "You're scared. I've made mistakes, Hope. Big ones. But I'm not suggesting this to fix us or to compete with anyone. When I look at Beth, I realize how lucky we are. And I don't want to take that for granted. I want to give more love, more joy. I want us to build something lasting." Hope sighed, touched yet troubled. Her mind wandered to Douglas, the boy she had loved as her own, and the pain of letting him go back to Thomas. Could she risk that kind of heartbreak again? And what about Steffi, already raising Kelly and Hayes, children connected to Liam, children who already made their family tree complicated? Steffi in the picture. Of course, no conversation about Liam's future could be complete without Steffi. Word of Liam's baby pitch was bound to reach her sooner rather than later. And when it did, Steffi's reaction would add another layer of complexity. At the Cliff House, Steffi listened with a raised eyebrow as Liam nervously explained his idea. "So, let me get this straight," she said, her voice calm but laced with curiosity. "You want another baby with Hope? Another Spencer child?" Liam nodded.
"Yeah.
I think it could be good for Beth. Good for Hope and me too." Steffi crossed her arms. "Well, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but Liam, you realize what this means, right? More connections, more ties. You already have me, Kelly, Hayes, and now you want to expand with Hope. Don't you think this could stir up more drama than stability?" Her words echoed what Hope herself had felt. But Steffi wasn't just being skeptical. She was protective. Not only of her children, but of her own fragile balance with Finn. The last thing she needed was Liam's choices rippling into her marriage again. Hope's inner battle. Back at Forrester, Hope wrestled with her feelings. The thought of holding another baby in her arms filled her with warmth. She remembered Beth's first laugh, her first steps. But she also remembered the nights of tears, the exhaustion, the relentless push and pull of her career and motherhood. And there was Thomas, still lingering in her life, still harboring feelings. Would a new baby with Liam truly bring peace, or would it only draw new lines in the sand, reigniting rivalries and insecurities? One evening, she found herself sitting on the couch with Brooke, her mother, who had seen more drama in love than anyone. Brooke's advice was simple but sharp. "Sweetheart, don't bring a baby into this world because Liam wants to fix something. Bring a baby into this world only if it's what you truly want. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for another cycle of heartbreak." Hope nodded, but the question remained. Did she want it? Or was she too afraid to admit she did? The possibilities ahead. If Hope said yes, the ripple effect would be massive. Thomas might feel shut out, fueling his darker instincts. Steffi could grow uneasy about Liam's ties to Hope, which might unsettle her marriage with Finn. And Brooke, ever protective, might clash with Ridge about what was best for her daughter. If she said no, Liam might interpret it as a rejection of not only the idea but of him, potentially driving him back into familiar patterns. Either way, the baby pitch was less about biology and more about identity. What kind of life did Hope want? What kind of man did Liam want to be? And could they ever really escape the shadow of their complicated history? A cliffhanger decision. As the week closed on the bold and the beautiful, Hope sat alone, Beth asleep upstairs. She ran her fingers over a framed photo of their little family, her eyes brimming with uncertainty. Liam's words echoed in her mind. "A bigger, happy family, Hope. Isn't that what we've always wanted?" She smiled faintly, whispering to herself, "Or is it what you've always wanted, Liam?" The camera lingered on her face, caught between longing and doubt, as the screen faded to black, leaving fans wondering whether Liam's dream of another baby would spark a new chapter of love, or ignite another round of chaos in their ever-entangled lives.